You're gonna play with music all the time.
Yep.
Tridenttail and Sweenerdog. DOG in Swedish means died.
Oh, that's lovely.
Like I died.
I think we're live now.
Oh, oops. All right. Okay, here we go. Diddy Kong Racing 100%. When you say 100% in Diddy Kong Racing, you mean Adventure 100%. And with us we have Sweenerdog and tridenttail, two top runners of the game.
Hello.
What are you guys doing? Yeah.
What's up?
Just excited to do this. This is an awesome category, and it's really fun to have top runners playing it. So.
For sure. And we're gonna try to explain what's going to happen in the run. They're going to do the same route, but we have some tricks in the run that might change the routes, and we will tell you if that happens, of course.
Right.
And yeah, I'm Giz, if no one knew.
Yeah.
The number one washed up player of Diddy Kong Racing.
It's
All right.
not true.
Okay, stop.
All right, here we go.
Alright, let's go.
Are you ready? Guys ready?
Yep,
Should
I am
count
ready.
down? All right.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yay! Get hype.
Get hype.
So where to start?
Yeah, well, in this category, you're supposed to collect everything. So that's like the definition. And by everything, we mean the 47 golden balloons, the 4 pieces of the TT amulet, the 4 pieces of the Whizpig amulet, and the 5 trophy races. And we also need to gather all the 4 keys, actually, because they are on the TT status menu. Yeah, so that's what they're going to do. And by any means possible, they're going to gather these things. This game was the first appearance of Banjo, but we're not going to play as Banjo, we're going to play as the character TT. Because he's the best character. And he's the best character. Like sometimes people ask, like, why is he the fastest? Well, the answer is because he's the fastest character.
It's true.
So he has mid-tier handling, which is really good in this game. You don't want him to steer too much. You don't want him to steer too little. Like perfect mid. Wow, and Sweener is struggling a little bit here with the
No, that's me.
balloon. Oh, really? Okay, so the names are switched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we need to switch the names.
Or the feeds.
Or the feeds, yeah, something like that. Tridenttail is the left one. Alright.
First track.
First track, Jungle Falls. And this track is a really, really fast and great track. And everything is connected. And this is a great way to see how much faster you go when you speedrun, you know. It's beautiful. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to try to break it down. First of all, bananas, what are they for? And why are we gathering 10? Well, you grab bananas because they increase your top speed and they increase your acceleration. So, but they cap at 10. Even though you can grab more, you see on Trident's stream right now that you can have more than 10, but after 10 it doesn't really do anything. It's just that if you get shot or something like that, you can still have over 10. That's the main reason. You can steal them from the others. And we see Trident watching the cutscene here, and the thing here is that there's a trick called a cutscene skip. And if you pause on the last frame of the race, so it's a frame perfect trick. But if you pause on the last frame of the race, you can enter the menu and you can select the return to lobby menu. Let's see if Sweener gets it here. Yes, he did. So you see that you can enter the menu and you can return to lobby, and you don't have to watch Taj give you the cutscene, or like give you the balloon, I mean. And every time you miss, that's a 6-second time loss, and you have to do it 40 times in this run. So yeah, gotta pause on the right frame.
Luckily, we can pause buffer cutscene skips in this game, but this is probably one of the most inconsistent games in terms of lag. So a lot of times, pausing and unpausing is not consistent to get it framed perfectly.
Yeah, and it's like the when you exit the pause menu, it's like a small buffered time, so you don't have to click the button 0.03 seconds or something after it's on pauses. It's a lot easier than that, but still kind of a rough trick. And also, I said it's 6 seconds, and if you guys looked at Trident's screen earlier, it definitely was longer than 6 seconds. The reason for that is that the first time that cutscene appears, it always, wow, beautiful ending by Sweener there. The first time you watch it, it's, oh wow, that oil slick. Sorry for getting interrupted, but wow. Yeah, okay. The first time you watch the cutscene, it's like a long cutscene that you can't skip halfway through or whatever. But you can't ever skip it entirely, because if you get all the skips, you will instead get it in the minigame. So it's only in any percent runs you can skip like the long cutscene entirely. Alright, there's a cut and skip by Trident. And as you can see on Trident's screen, he's out of bounds here. There's a lot of stuff going on. So there are a few out of bounds tricks in this game. And this is the first one, and the most important one for the run. And we will talk about that more later, because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
This game's hard to commentate, but
yeah,
luckily Giz is one of the best at it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see. I'm gonna try to take one thing at a time, because, yeah, a lot of stuff going on very early in the game. So, Sweener here on Tricky, the Triceratops, is gonna go backwards, and that's like, why? Why is he going backwards, right? And okay, now he needs to turn back. So what he wants to do is that he wants to go into this corner, and when it tells him that he's going the wrong way, he's going to keep going. Here, second try. Nice, that's pretty good. I'm going to try to explain this trick a little bit, but it's kind of a complicated trick. So yeah, you saw Sweener finishing way earlier than the top of the mountain. And second try is good. And I'm going to try to explain it more after Trident has done it here. Just so you guys know, I have a small delay on you guys, but I think you know that.
I got second try too.
Oh, second try. Spoiler! Okay. Second try too, that's awesome. So, that trick, if I want to try to explain it like in a short manner, is that if you go backwards and into that corner, there are two overlapping triggers that are technically behind the finish line. And those two overlapping triggers are switching every frame. And if you leave the corner at a certain, like on one of the two, the game will think that you're going the wrong way and that you're gonna, enter the finish line from the wrong direction. That's why it tells you wrong way. So they just like really shortly, that's like the case. So if you do the trick incorrectly, it's a coin toss if you get the trick or not. So it's pure luck, basically. Both of them got it second try, so that's pretty good. And Sweener had no problems with Fire Mountain. And in Fire Mountain, the mini games in general, if you have the same movement every time, the CPUs will have a similar pattern every time. So we can predict what they're going to do. So therefore, we have created like routes for the minigames so that the CPUs do what we want and we go fast at the same time. And like, for example, the second egg was placed really close to the center, or like is really close to the edge, but like in towards the center of the field, because both of the CPUs going for that egg are coming from the center, and they can't dive down fast enough to grab it. So that's why you place it there, so they can't grab it. And yeah, it's like some stuff like that we have to think about. Okay, silver coins. As we know, there are silver coin challenges after you're done with the first boss race. And what that means is that instead of just having to win the race, you have to win the race while also grabbing 8 silver coins. And the CPUs obviously do not have to grab the coins. So yeah, it's just an extra challenge. And in my opinion, it's really fun because it kind of reroutes the tracks and yeah. Okay, and Sweener missed his first skip, I think.
Yep.
Yep. So that's like this cutscene you have to watch every time if you miss the cutscene skip. It's more glimpse of Taj. Also, if you watch, okay, we're gonna get that later, but the first time you enter a race, we do a thing. But I'm gonna take that later because we're on the Civic Coin challenges. So yeah, Ancient Lake, what can we talk about here? Well, this is the easiest coin race. And yeah. For those who don't know, like the color of the balloon you pick up, there's a specific item in every color. So like the red one is rockets, the blue ones are boosts, and that's basically the only one we use, the boosts, the blue balloons there.
Shields can be super useful too in certain situations. Actually, in certain situations it's required that we pick up the shield. You want to talk a little bit about the AI in this game?
What about them? These like
They do nothing but hurt us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the CPUs are not being rubber banded in this game, so they're going to be at like if we drive at the same speed, they're going to be at similar spots every time. That also means that like the spike balls and all that kind of stuff are usually in similar spots. So generally, we can predict about where the like oil spills or the spike balls or bubbles and stuff are. But it's still kind of hard to avoid them sometimes. Oh wow, tridenttail.
Yeah, wasn't that
spike ball in his face? Yeah.
Clearly, as we're talking about the CPUs.
Oh crap.
Yeah, the hitboxes of the silver coins are huge in general. There are a few of them that are pretty bad, especially in in Hot Top Volcano here. The second coin actually has a weird checkpoint hitbox, and sometimes you can drive straight through it, but it's kind of uncommon. But it can happen that you drive straight through the second coin here. Let's see if... Okay, yeah, no problems for Sweener. But yeah, it just... There's a small part of the, you know, visual that is not... that doesn't have a hitbox.
That one I missed.
It doesn't really matter if you miss one at the end, though, because you're still going back in bounds at the end to make it easier to get the cutscene skip. And also, like, about the rubber banding. So the CPUs do not rubber band, which means, you know, that they change their speed depending on how fast you go. However, there are a few rubber banding aspects, and it's that if you get this blue start boost, most of the CPUs will, but if you don't get it, the CPUs won't get it either. And if you get a yellow one, the other ones will have like yellow or bad, like nothing. So there's like a small rubber banding in that. But you know, in speedrunning, you just want to go fast, so you don't really care too much about how the CPUs are doing in that sense. Alright, so I have a tricky too, and this is really... Yeah, they are very close here. Almost tied, because their timers are slightly off. Let's see. Sorry. They're actually tied to the second. Tied to the second starting tricky. Pretty sick. And Trident is getting second try tricky. And wow, Sweener is struggling hard. Let's see here. Wow, are you kidding me, dude?
So,
Alright.
one of the biggest hurdles in 100% is, believe it or not, getting out of the first world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of the amount of RNG that we have to deal with here.
Wow, so they were tied starting, and unfortunately, was it that the fifth try, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you lose about 8 seconds or so every time. So, yeah. Sweeney lost about 25 seconds or so by a bad RNG. So, yeah. Kind of rough, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in this run, so, yeah. And it's good that you're asking stuff in chat. I'll answer stuff. I did, however, explain the tricky skip earlier. It's kind of difficult if you're not into it. It's basically that, like, if I try to explain this fast again, it's that when you go behind the goal line, like into that corner, you hit checkpoints that are technically behind the finish line, and if you exit at a certain frame, which is, you know, changing every frame, then it's a 50-50 that the game will think that you're going backwards and enter the finish line from behind. But it's kind of weird, so you just have to drive a shorter amount of time because they think you drive from behind the goal line instead of, you know, in front of it. But yeah, it's a very complex trick. You play on the Japanese version because there are 2 version-specific glitches on the cart, and we're gonna, you know, get to them later. I think it's better to explain them as they come. So yeah, wow, tridenttail got insanely trolled by that oil spill.
Every time, dude. Every time.
Yeah, you've had really bad CPU RNG so far. Tricky skip was better. Tofel quit. He has not played for a couple of months, but he did time trial not a few months ago. Okay, so Frost Village, really cool track. IMO. Okay, Okay, cutscene skip by Trident. Nice. And now, in the Snowball Valley, we have to collect the second key. Nice cutscene skip by Sweener as well.
Hog.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the hardest ones to hit in the run.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Alright, so here we see Trident collecting the key in the race. Very clean. Yeah, you just gotta practice. We have thousands of hours of practice here. And both of them also, worth noting maybe, both of them are playing on original console because emulator is not allowed for this game. Because emulator is a lot faster than console. This is a laggy game, and yeah, emulator is not good at handling that. So it just becomes overpowered. And if you still look at the start of the race there for Trident, you see that it's like half faded thing where he paused. So it's just like the first time you enter a race, there's like an intro cutscene that like zooms in on the characters. But in all tracks but 2, that's slower than pausing, restarting the race, yeah, you saw like Sweener did there. Like you pause, restart the race, and then just skip the cutscene where they like zoom in on the characters. So in all tracks except Snowball Valley and Whale Bay, that's faster to do. So when we get to Whale Bay, you will see that they will actually watch that intro instead of, you know, pausing and restarting. And Plane is a really cool vehicle. Everest Peak is also a really sick track to watch and play, of course. And here we go, 1 flat, cutscene skip, nice. So what is happening there is like what's cool about this vehicle is that you don't use the A button whatsoever. You use the boosts and barrel rolls, because the barrel rolls give you a small speed boost. You just use the barrel rolls and the boosts to maintain speed all the way through. And using the A button, okay, 1 flat with the cut skip, yes, good, nice. So you just use that to control and just go super fast. Is it true that there's Diddy Kong Racing World Championships each year in Pennsylvania? I have never heard of it, so I don't think so. We do, however, have one former top runner who lives in Pennsylvania, Joe D'Amelio. Yeah, you're not using the A button in Plane, it's really hurting the speed. Which might sound weird, but that's one of the biggest things if you want to go fast in Plane. Using barrel rolls and not using the A button. Because, you know, letting go of the A button makes your boost stronger in this game, as you can see with the green boosts.
Yeah, accelerating really is kind of strange here. Sometimes if you're going at a very high speed, pressing A, while it does make you go forward, it actually brings you back down to that specific speed, your top speed.
So you lose your boost speed.
You want the boost to last for as long as it can, and then once it's kind of pattering out, that's when you want to start pressing A again.
Yeah. And yeah, you just need to optimize the A presses and stuff. It's kind of complicated. And how this game differs from the DS remake, like in every way. They use some of the same characters. The names of the tracks are the same. I guess that's what's similar about the 2 versions.
Now I challenge you to a race.
Yeah, tricky skip. Sweet. Oh wow, Trident. Why did you go for that? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
A trick I made that I regret that I made. That you found. Okay, so. Yeah. Trident had double second try tricky, and Sweener had second and fifth. And if you look at the hovercraft now, this is the first appearance of the hovercraft, and you see that they're wiggling back and forth, and you're like, is he drunk or something? Well, while Sweener is really good at driving while he's drunk, he is not drunk right now. he in DKR, by the way, I just need to add that. Okay, so the technique for driving in hovercraft is that when you hold the R button and you turn slightly, you gain a small speed boost. Not really sure why, but probably to make the turning smoother for the vehicle. Because, yeah, if you play this as a casual, I think a lot of casuals think that the turning is kind of, I don't know what to call it, stiff. I don't know, but. So what they're doing is that they are like turning slightly left, slightly right, slightly left, slightly right all the time. So they're gaining the speed boost, or like the speed increase at least, from the turn while going a straight line. So they are just going to drive faster forward. And also something that not a lot of people know, even though they know about the snaking motion, is that you hold up or left and up. So upright. You just so you don't just go left, right, you go up, left, upright, up, left, upright. And the reason for this is that you want to stay grounded, because when you're airborne and hover, you lose speed quicker, so you want to stay grounded as much as possible. And they're also using the A-tapping technique. I haven't explained really, but in all vehicles, there's a technique where you can tap the A button to go faster. But they work differently in all vehicles, and they are used a different amount. The best original character depends, I'd say it's either Banjo, Bumper, or Conker. Kind of depends on how you drive, but it's one of those three.
Oh no!
Treasure Caves.
Terrible.
This is one of the this is one of the harder car levels. Trident is doing pretty well at it right now, but it's a level that's really short, and a lot of beginners love this track because it's like, oh wow, I can get fast times. Wow, you got a 39. That's really good with the skip. Nice. That's a really good time. He got the strat on every lap, even though he missed a zipper later. So the thing with this track though is that the balloon you get doesn't really have there's no good spot for it. All the places you can use it are either really inconsistent or slow. So you can't really do anything good with it. Here we go, Sweener getting the skip, nice. Pirate Lagoon, a track that's kind of crazy. It doesn't rely too much on your snaking ability, I'd say. It does, but not, in just regular driving. This is how good you are at maintaining the boost.
And Sweener is really good at it. This is one of his best tracks.
Yeah. Sweener's insane. And he's having a really good one here. Even though he missed that balloon. Alright. Guess he'll be good. tridenttail, do not forget the key. The third key of the run, out of 4, is going to be grabbed on this level, Crescent Island. 5003, that's a good part to get. There you go, there's the key. So, years and years ago, we used to collect, like we used to start the race, go grab the key, and then restart the race. So we do the race without the key after, but after timing it, it's definitely a lot slower than grabbing it mid-race, even though you have to drive through water a huge amount.
No. Wrong way.
Have we both only missed one cutscene skip so far?
I missed 2.
No.
Snow.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Trident has a decent lead right now. Mainly because of Tricky with that 25-second gift to Trident. But, you know.
There's still lots of run left.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing that.
So, like, these runs are expected to be around a 150, maybe hopefully a little faster. Oh wow, you accidentally restarted the race. So if you get the cut and skip and you press the restart button, it kind of sucks because you know get into the race again, but you will still get the win for the race. So as soon as the race opens again, you can just return to lobby and you just have the win. So it's not the biggest of deals, but it kind of, you know, nullifies the fact that you got the cuts and skip.
Yeah, I might as well have missed it.
Yeah, exactly.
But part of the reason for
But it
that
wouldn't have felt
is
as good.
menus in this game are kind of weird, but you can kind of like buffer your inputs everywhere in the game. So I'm trying to press down on the stick, and if I do it too fast, it might only go once. Which is what
Definitely.
happened there.
Okay. Time for this beautiful octopus named Bubbler. That's a really good live goal. What a bit. Hovercraft over a whale onto a pirate galleon.
Wow, really? Okay. I didn't think I was gonna hit that, but sure.
Okay, we're getting some spoilers. So let's see what happened. Oh, he hit a spike ball. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. Yeah, that's really unfortunate though. But he's still a fair bit ahead of the octopus.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the harder tracks for casual players.
Yeah.
It's because of the traps that he lays. Like, the spike ball makes you lose all your speed. And then later, when you come back to this boss, he'll drop bubbles instead. Bubbles are probably the worst heads in the game. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Without a doubt.
It's horrible. You lose all your speed and you are like airborne for a while. But also, I can tell you, you see, Trident, right after he finishes the race, he resets the console. And, well, why would he do that? He is not really done with the level, you know, with the world yet. Well, we will get there. So that's like a cliffhanger for now. Yeah, Sweener lapped Bubbler. Nice. Type of plane challenge for Trident here. Oof, no barrel rolls there.
Got off to a bit of a rocky start.
You were lucky that you didn't bonk into that tree though.
Yeah.
really unfortunate things about speedrunning this game is that the music actually causes a lot of lag, and it really messes up the feng shui of a lot of the tracks. And a lot of stuff can happen with the lag. Like, Lane Challenge is a great example of your barrel roll inputs getting just completely eaten by it.
So you need to spam the R button a little bit more than you're used to, just to get some extra inputs in there so that you make sure that you get it. But that can sometimes throw you off and you make like a barrel roll in the wrong direction because of it.
I also think I barrel rolled maybe a little too soon before I built up enough speed, so maybe that's why I didn't get the barrel roll off there.
Yeah. Yeah. And Priya, who's new to this game, is understanding the concepts. I'm glad to hear it.
Hello, bye-bye, hello.
Well, the tricky skips were double second try for Trident, and second try plus fifth try for Sweener. And, okay, here we go. Time for the Dino Domain trophy. Right. Okay, so we're gonna see them do the Dino tracks here. And since it's the favorites of everyone, you know, they're gonna make an encore later, but you know, we'll get to that.
A couple encores.
A couple of encores, exactly. And people who has not seen this being ran do not understand what we're talking about at all, and they're like, why are you doing inside jokes? And you know, yeah, you'll get it soon, don't worry. You'll be in on the joke. That's fine. Oh wow, Sweener got stalked by Leffen,
really
which is what we call the dinosaur there.
Leffen makes a couple appearances, my favorite of which is probably on Jungle Falls.
The skeleton.
And there he is again.
Yep.
But just because Leffen doesn't move in Jungle Falls does not mean that he still won't troll you.
That is very true.
Leffen's
Very
ghost.
true. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. I'm gonna reveal all the secrets, Crash Cat. Yeah. I'm gonna reveal my secrets. So I'm not a magician. So, and we see Sweener here. When you grab this balloon and get the zipper and blast yourself into the canyon like that, beautifully done by the way, that's a trick we call Canyonless, named by the one and only Blake Bates. And it's you know, obviously a play of the Canyonless trick in SM64, because what we do is that we blast ourselves into this canyon, and you go through it so fast that you almost, you know, skip it. Just fun. Okay, so on Trident screen here, now we're getting to the crazy stuff. Why do we play on the Japanese version? You know, why do we do this? Why were we joking about encores? Blah blah blah. Well, we're gonna see it right here. Hot Tub Volcano did have an out of balance. We saw that earlier. However, that's not the only secret this is revealing. Okay, you missed out of bounds. No, he got the. Okay. I understand what that is. So, underneath the wow, okay. Yeah. Underneath the finish line. Wow, so okay, there's a lot of stuff to explain here now, okay? Thanks, Trident.
Sorry.
So underneath the finish line, there's a loading zone, and that will take you out of the race and into the overworld again. And now Trident, of course, got the rare, like the most rare warp. There are 3 different ones you can get, and this one is Japanese specific. And this means that you can go do the Dragon Boss immediately. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen because of that. Did you get Dragon Car, Sweener?
Oh yes.
Okay,
It's actually
so
a good
Dragon
thing
Car.
for the sake of explaining this.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So you got Dragon Car, which is the most likely one, which is about 80%. It's about 10% to get the one Trident card.
Saltwater Beach.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen here. So doing the Dragon Boss early is gonna reroute his Dragon Forest. And I think we're gonna come back to that a bit later. But remember that Trident and Sweener are now on different routes. They're kind of gonna do the same because after this race, that he got Smokey out of Pounce's first try as well. I missed explaining that because there's so much things going on.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yes.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, you go for this. You go for the single listing.
That was
So-
on purpose. X clutch.
Nice. He got the fast ride for Darkwater Beach, which was really nice. Yeah, remember later that they're going to do different routes in Dragon Forest because beating the boss early is going to change the things going on in Dragon. And just a short explanation is that the silver coin challenges will be available immediately after you beat the regular race. So that's going to change stuff up there. Now look at Sweener now. He's killing himself. Why? Why did he re-enter? So this is why we did that wrong warp thing that you saw from the beginning. Because now he's getting points for the trophy and getting a trophy. What is this? Okay, a lot of stuff going on. I know. But, okay, so what happens here is that when you're in the trophy race in Dino Domain and you do the wrong warp in Hot Top Volcano, you leave, you get out of the trophy race, but the game still thinks you're in the trophy race, and you go into another world and you finish, quote unquote, the last race of the trophy, and the game only checks where you finished the trophy and not where you started it. So now Sweener has the trophy for Sherbet Island. So instead of getting beating Bubbler 2 and driving to do the Sherbet Island trophy, he now did Dino Trophy, which is the shortest trophy in the in the game, and he finished it by losing in Darkwater Beach. Because that's like a 20-second thing, and there are no tracks that are 20 seconds long. So he's going to save a lot of time on that. You see Trident now as well, killing himself there. And then this is going to count as the next race of the trophy and give him the points that gives him the trophy. And then maybe if some guys were observant, it's like, well, did you save the next race? Tridenttail has done Smokey Boss, and he won the Darkwater Beach thing to get the TT amulet. Like, what are you talking about? That's not the next race. Well, true. However, the game has different priorities. So winning a boss race prioritizes it's prioritized over the trophy, and so is the TT amulet. So if you beat a boss, that will not count as the next race because it has higher priority that you beat the boss. And if you beat the minigame, so you get the TT amulet, that is also prioritized higher than the trophy. So what happens is that when you've done those things and you go back into Darkwater Beach, then the game would be like, okay, you can't win anything more now than the trophy, so you lose the race and you get the prize. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. So yeah, of course. But now they're going to play the same route throughout until they get to Dragon Force. I hope you guys understood some of the stuff I was talking about there. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. However, that wrong warp it only works on the Japanese version and the 1.1 versions of the game. But on the 1.1 versions of the the NA and the PAL versions, they can only give you an overworld warp, which is the third option. We've seen the other two so far. We got Dragon Plane, which is Dragon Forest in a plane, and we got Dragon Car, which is Dragon Forest in a car.
So yeah, the mid game for Hondo is really confusing. There's like what, 4 different routes that could possibly happen.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But we got 2 different routes here.
Well, baby.
But yeah, they're going to play the same races. It's just that Sweener's now, it's going to look like Sweener's ahead here, but Trident is actually a little bit ahead. Yeah, Sweener did not beat the Dragon because he did not get the Dragon Plane wrong warp.
Under normal circumstances, we don't have the balloons to race against that boss, but since we spawn there in a plane, we can just fly over to it out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's what's so special about that wrong warp. And it's a 10% chance that you get it around there. And Trident got it. Yeah. Getting into Dragon Force in a car is about 80%. Well, it's good to beat the boss first. It's it has a potential time saver later on in the run, but I think it's better if we take it when we get there and show you guys why Trident's run will save time over Sweener's now, because he got better RNG. Trident got the cuts and skip.
Back to Bubbler.
Mm-hmm. Back to Bubbler for the second time. So now we're gonna. So this is the thing. One thing that makes you save time as well, like not only that the races are shorter and stuff, because of the trophy storage, you know, where you do that Hot Top Volcano wrong warp and finish the race in another world thing. Now, after he beats the boss, he can just reset the game and, you know, go to the next part. And why that is good is because he doesn't have to listen to Bubbler be like, well done, shrimp, you know, that kind of stuff. So you don't have to watch that cutscene because the win after Bubbler is recorded the frame after the finish line. Oh, dang. So now you'll see Sweener finishing up. There you go. So now since he did that wrong warp thing, he's actually entirely done with this world. So the trophy, you know, that you usually do at the end is now already done. So he does not have to go back.
Hello, select abracadabra. Bye-bye for now.
So now, you've guessed it, it's time to go to Dino Domain again. So it's time for the, you know, the encore we were talking about earlier.
So 100%.
Trickery.
We still do as many trophy races, but in any percent, this is kind of all we do, is this same trophy race over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't horribly interesting, but it does get you really good at these slow tracks.
Yep. And percent is an interesting category, that's for sure. Okay, let's see here. So we're gonna see Ancient Lake here again. And Trident is gonna finish up here. So, Chad, where do you think we're going next? Can anyone predict what's going on here? Why we're back at the dynos? Well, it's because of what we were talking about earlier. Because the trophy race that he won earlier was not the Dyna trophy, right? It was the Sherbet trophy. So, I mean, we need more trophies, so why not go back to Dino? So we're gonna see that wrong warp thing again. But yeah, we will see it soon. Finally getting some rest here. Yes, Blue Dragon. Perfect. So after this, we're going back to Snowflake Mountain, because if you remember from before, after they beat the first, race against Bluey, they reset the console, so they still have half of the world left. But what they're doing now is that they're going to the Dino Trophy, they're going to do the wrong warp in Hot Tub Volcano, and they're going to do the trophy storage glitch. So they will get the trophy for Snowflake Mountain. And does anyone have a clue of how they are going to get it? Which race do you think they will do to get the trophy this time? Last time they committed suicide in Darkwater Beach, the minigame. What do you think they will do in Snowflake Mountain?
Oh, darn.
No, no, no.
No way.
Oh wait, what's the suicide happens here?
Wait, did you get it?
Yeah.
No.
Did you
Oh
actually?
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes!
Wow, okay. So,
Now I challenge you
so
to
Sweener
play.
got Dragon Plane. Which is, the 10% warp. Yeah. So, I guess they're both on the same route again. Alright, so now we can talk about this race that Sweener's doing instead. Smokey the Dragon. So this out of bounds we'll see here, you saw Trident do it. This trick that Sweener found last April 1st. So April Fool's Day last year, he found this trick. And this is the most recent trick that was found in this category, or in DKR speedruns overall. Not in time trials, but in DKR speedruns. And he got it first try as well. It's a really weird trick. This trick is nothing like any other trick, where you blast yourself on the wall and you bounce above the ceiling. Yeah, it's very weird. So, yeah, this is a great video that we should post after if you want to see how it was found. Okay, so you see Trident, he did that wrong warp thing now, got Dragon Car, so now they have the exact same RNG, even though in the other order. And now he's going to Snowflake Mountain, just like, who was he? Blue Dragonfire predicted in chat. And now they are going to Icicle Pyramid. And this time they're also going to win first. And so it's also interesting to see that you can actually back up and, you can actually drive backwards before the go, oh wow, Trident, you need to... Okay, so Trident bonked there, which meant that the CPUs didn't do what he wanted. So now he's going for the suicide first. And this will give him the trophy. So he abandoned the strat. So let's see if Sweener can get it instead. I'm looking at the minimap. Yes, this should be good for Sweener. So what I said earlier in Fire Mountain is that the CPUs, they kind of do stuff. Some like they have specific movement or like similar movement patterns. If your own movement is the same, but what happened to Trident there is that he bonked. So the CPUs kind of were like, "Whoops, this is not the same pattern as we're used to," and they did something else, and it screwed him up a little bit. But now it looks good. Yeah, this should work. So now you can see Trident's just gonna slaughter them. He's just gonna stand camping this balloon, and they're just gonna drive straight into his hands. There you go. Perfect. So this run is like we're pretty equal right now. So then you might wonder, like, oh, but if you can do it in any order you want, why do you win first and lose second if it doesn't matter? Well, the reason for that is because if you win the minigame, you spawn outside of the minigame again, so you can just really quickly re-enter. But if you win the trophy first, you spawn by the exit of the world, so you need to drive back to the trophy, or like to the minigame, I mean. So like the overworld movement is like 5 seconds slower if you do trophy first. But yes, this run is, well, Trident was far ahead, but now it's actually they're like all tight.
I think Sweener definitely performed the minigames better than I did, because I messed up both Darkwater Beach and High School Pyramid.
He got faster at for both. Yep.
Yeah.
But the the Darkwater was a little bit improvised, which was pretty cool, because he missed the balloon. You know, when you do the last 2 shots on Diddy, he missed the red balloon, so he went for a single shot and hit it instead.
Oh dang.
So that was pretty cool.
Hello?
Hi, Sweener. What? Yeah, that was okay. That was weird.
Yeah, it was,
I understand. What the hell? Okay. That was weird. That was kind of a rough coins for Sweener.
it was very bad.
Yeah, you went the wrong way there.
Sure did.
Alright. But it's fine. So you remembered early enough to save it. Alright, Snowball Valley coins is I mean it's kind of stupid because of this hill, but it doesn't have anything to do with the coins. It's just
Are
that,
you
like,
kidding me? Oh no.
oh, okay, let's see what happened. Oh wow, that tree. And 7 pause buffers ish. And then missed the skip. And then Sweener missed the skip. It's like they're trying to, you know.
Keep it close.
Yep. Dude, this is really, really close now again. I don't really know how this happened, but now it's really close. How far apart are they? Because it's about 10 seconds, a little less, between them. Which is pretty crazy, an hour in. Yeah, Sweener's forgetting that we're doing the coin raises right now.
Common mistake, to be fair.
Since we just like practice without coins a lot, and you know, time trials and all that stuff, then you forget.
It's a very habitual game, lots of muscle memory. Which, those of you who have played this game casually a lot know that there is an adventure tour, which is essentially a marathon. Not a lot of speedrun that.
No. I mean, I can't do it because I get motion sickness, but you know, everyone isn't as weak as I am. That was a good Everfrost speak, Trent, but yeah, missed the skip. So let's see. Oh, Sweeter.
I know. This game's rough. Cutscene skips are super important.
Yeah, so this is the coin races going on. And, but however, like, usually you have to do, like, you know, if you don't do the wrong warp routes, you do the races 3 times each. But now we instead do Dino 7 times instead of doing the other, all of them 3. So I hope you like Dino Domain, because we're going to see it some more.
Lap 2.
The speed police is calling.
Arrest Trident.
Yeah, this is, yeah, we're really even.
Oh, I need that coin.
So what? Oh yeah, that coin. He's a fair bit ahead. Oh wow, yeah. Whoops. That's the danger of grabbing that zipper every lap. So now, it actually looks like Sweden is ahead. However, the timers are slightly off, so yeah. Oh wow, Sweener. Yeah, look at this. Isn't this
Nice.
hype?
Crazy.
Let's see the fade out time for both. Fade out time for Sweener. 5 seconds apart. So we're closing in on the 1 hour mark, and we are 5 seconds apart. It's such a crazy, inconsistent game. 5 seconds. It's just that, you know, it gives and takes, but it gives, you know, gives and takes just as much for both. Yeah, 5 seconds apart. Crazy. Yep. Time for that wiggle. So when we're done with Bluey, we're actually gonna go to Dino Domain again. Surprise. But the thing is, we do need the Dino Domain trophy. So now we actually have to do Dino Domain trophy first, and then we have to do the trophy storage glitch to do the to get the Dragon Forest trophy. So now they're gonna play Dino Domain trophy twice in a row. So get ready for some ancient lake action, Fossil Canyon with some canyonless, you know, on top, and Jungle Falls to top it off, or maybe we top it off with Hot Top Volcano. I don't know. So we're gonna finish Dino Trophy, and then we're gonna enter it again, and we're gonna do the wrong warp in Hot Top Volcano, and we're gonna do Haunted Woods for the trophy. A little confusing, but that's fine.
Yeah, this is actually a really hard route to figure out your first time.
Mm-hmm. And we have good runners that sometimes screw the route up.
Oh, yeah.
That definitely happens. But yes, it is confusing because, you know, the wrong warp for both these runners have been have changed. So the original route is like scraped, like, you know, this is scrapped. So we need to, yeah. But both of them are on the same route at least now, because both of them had good RNG. But the RNG they got is just a potential time save, and we'll get to that very soon. When we enter Dragon Forest, we're going to explain why the time save for that is, you know, potential and not like a pure time save.
We're gonna see a bunch of crazy crap in in Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And now we can see them playing side by side almost. Wow. Sweener got trolled by the ground, which is extremely common, I'll tell you that.
Especially with canyons.
Once. Yeah, and I think if you ask Sweener, one of his biggest complaints about this game is that the ground is slightly uneven at times. And, you know, that can affect you really negatively in weird ways. For example, if you gain air and you land again, that sometimes changes your drift direction. So that can screw you up a lot, and you can change your direction more than it should. And that's, yeah, you can cause a lot of bonks and time losses. Even if you know where those things are, it's really hard to, like, you can't really do anything about it. You just have to accept it.
Let's go.
Sweener with this legendary 35-34. Wow. 35-34. It's pretty good. It's really fast.
It is worth mentioning that Giz here is the Jungle Falls king.
I did actually get a 34 in a run yesterday. Yeah, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about these legends running right now. Hotel Volcano, and this time they're finishing it, as I said earlier. They need this trophy too. And some of you might be asking, like, what do you need the trophies for, except for, you know, the 100% thing? Well, you need the 4 trophies to open the last world. So yeah, they are actually very, very important. Look at this. Wow. Frame perfect. Tied. But unfortunately the timers are slightly off, so Trident is a little bit ahead. But yeah, they're synced an hour and 5 minutes in. Really, really, really crazy. I'd say it's easier to beat the game without glitches. I mean, the glitches are hard to learn. It's not like the game becomes easier because you do glitches. It's, I mean, for speedruns it's definitely more difficult. Because a lot of the glitches are actually really hard to do. Some of them are kind of, you know, simple, but a lot of the glitches are hard. They're usually, like, a lot of glitches are run killers as well. And we're gonna get to one very, very soon. Oh well, now that you have to do the Draw a Dragon plane route, it's a little later than usual, but yeah. The classic windmill planes out of bounds is very difficult. Yeah, Sweener is catching up a little bit. This trophy has been a little stronger than Trident's, but they are still very, very, very close. Ooh, that was a beautiful canyonless. Trident's was also good. We're getting some nice fossil canyons here. Sweener with a 57.
Get out of here.
And Trident follows up with a 59. So we got two sub ones, and sub one is like the mark you want to beat. It's really hard to do, and yeah. So if you think that a 59 that Trident got was like weak compared to Sweener's, then no. Getting a sub one Fossil Canyon is a very strong time. Not that many players have gotten it. So yeah, really insane gameplay. Yeah, very strong trophy from Sweener, and also very strong from Trident. But yeah, I just want to see. Let's see when they get this wrong warp, so we can see how they're doing. And Sweener, Dragon Car at 841. Okay, so Dragon Car as well. So now they're going to do Haunted Woods for the trophy. And Sweener is 1 second ahead going into Dragon Forest. So this world is really hard. Like by most players, I'd say this is known as the hardest world in the game. And we're seeing Haunted Woods, a very inconsistent track, even though it's short. It's very fast and have very sharp turns, and it's really easy to miss these zippers because you go too wide or something like that. There you go, 45, good. And Trident gets a 46 low. Here we go. Yeah, this is a super close race here, like 1-2 seconds apart. And now it's time for Boulder Canyon. Remember to go to Boulder Canyon, guys, because you got Dragon Plane Warp. Okay. Good. Alright. So usually there, when you get Dragon Car or Overworld Warps and stuff, you go to Windmill Plains. But now we go to Boulder Canyon. And this is where they pick up the last key, so don't forget the key. And that's actually the reason they are going here first. Because of the Dragon Plane Warp that they got earlier, the coin race will appear immediately. So when they finish this race and they get the cutscene skip, they will actually not return to lobby. They will restart the race. And why do they restart the race? Well, as I said, the coin race is already there. So they don't have to, go out in the lobby and drive back into the race. So it's just going to be there immediately. Because, what makes the silver coin race appear is to beat the first boss. And both of them, thanks to the good RNG, have beaten the first boss. So let's see on Sweener's screen here if he gets the cutscene skip. No spoilers, please. That was a spoiler.
Sorry.
Okay, he did not get it. Okay, so let's see if Trident gets it so we can see the difference. And Trident got it. So he restarts the race here, and he can start the coin race immediately. And of course now it's gonna be, weird because he gets a cutscene for the key. But yeah, this is the difference. So now he needs to go out in the lobby again and into the race, while Trident has already started. So now it looks like Sweener's far, far ahead, right? I mean, he did save a bunch of time on Sweener there, because if you miss that cut and skip, it's about a 12-second time loss, so it's kind of rough. So I was talking about a potential time save. So every cutscene skip saves, 6 seconds. But if you have Dragon Plane, so you have beaten the first boss, every cutscene skip in this world, well, every cutscene skip before the coin race saves 12 or so, around 12. So it saves an additional 6 seconds on every first race. So there are 4 races that can save those. So that's where the potential time save is. And as you saw, Sweener, he missed his, so he's already lost 6 of his potential seconds to save. But yeah, they're going to be a little closer than it looks because now we're going to get the key cutscene from Trident. But still, you know that they were really equal going into the race, but now Trident is a fair bit ahead again, and that's because of that 12-second time loss. Now, the spoiler thing is just that, like, I'm commentating, I have like a 5-second delay or something on the runners, so they react earlier than I can. So that's just a spoiler thing. Okay. Trident with a 45 and cuts and skip with the restart. Beautiful. And now he gets to do the coin race again. Yes, you're doing 3 Haunted Woods in this category. And Sweeney also got the cuts and skip, so that's awesome. You do Haunted Woods for the trophy, then regular Haunted Woods for the balloon, and then you do the coin race. So, 3 Haunted Woods. Oops, Sweener bonking. Nice cut and skip at Trident. And now, we get the cutscene to get into the boss race. So let's go to the boss, or are we? No, we're not. We're just gonna turn around and go to the minigame instead. Because, both of them got Dragon Plane, so they've already beaten the first boss. But getting any 4 balloons will play that cutscene. So they are just transferred in there automatically, even though the boss is already done. So you just have to turn around and go to the minigame. Nice. When you grab that second set of bananas here in Smoky Castle, wow, you got stuck there a little bit. Okay, that's fine. When you grab that second set, if you're not super fast and you get stuck a little bit before, you need to stay really close to the right wall to avoid getting shot, because there's always going to be someone trying to shoot you there. Dragon Plane is, potentially the best RNG. But, depends on who you ask if they want Dragon Plane or Overworld Warps, Overworld Warps are just, if you get them for Snowflake, it's a 10-second time save right off the bat. And getting a 10-second time save by doing nothing is pretty nice.
Now we're on to the, probably the most nerve-wracking part of the run.
Yeah, this is the trick that probably makes Hundo so frustrating, because it's super inconsistent and not a lot of people really understand how it works, but we'll let Giz explain more of that.
Yeah, so here we go. Windmill planes out of bounds. very difficult trick where you go through this windmill here with a double, like you have a boost and you use a balloon, and you barrel roll in the top corner. Oh, nice. You barrel in the top corner to clip outside. It's a really, like, considered by almost every single runner the hardest trick in the run, and by quite some margin, I'd say.
Yeah.
And Sweener gets it too. Nice. So skill-wise, this is definitely the hardest. And it's not only the clip that's, you know, the hardest clip, because that's slightly debatable in my opinion, but it's the out-of-bounds route is ridiculous because it's really tight. The track loads and deloads. There are a lot of things that can go wrong, and the floor is kind of low. You can, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can happen here. Very easy to get back in bounds, even if you clipped. Yeah, very, very hard. And Trident gets through it with a cuts and skip. Beautiful. And Sweener misses the skip. That sucks. So Sweener has almost, you know, kind of nullified his Dragon Plane Warp.
Pretty much.
But, you know, that's what happens. The cuts and skips are frame perfect pauses, so it's not like they're easy.
Trident is super good at them. He's probably the best in the game at cuts and skips.
Oh, I want to see this.
I've never
Probably
done
the
that.
slow clip. Oh wow, yeah, that was...
That's weird.
Yeah. The game wanted to pull you back, but
Oh, I
didn't.
really wanted to.
It's almost as if the game does not want you to be out of bounds. I know what's going on there.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, really nice that both of you guys got the clips.
I really can get the skips.
And Trident gets the skip. And he's going into the last level of the Dragon Forest, which is Greenwood Village. And I'd say, probably the easiest track of the world. I think a lot of casual, players would disagree. But I think for speedrunners, I feel, especially with this route, I feel like it's kind of a, you know, wind down a little bit after windmill planes and, you know, all this stuff.
Dragon
Yeah,
Plane
of course
is
it's-
definitely the best route.
Yeah. It's really nice to get rid of a smoky race early if you would fail the out of bounds, so. Yeah, listen to RGL bot. Follow the streamers. Follow the runners. They are really good at this game.
You should also follow Giz too.
Yes.
Mrs. Gizamaluk.
Yeah.
He is extremely knowledgeable in this game, so if you want to get into it, watching his streams, like, I still learn something every time I watch. It's like, hey, did you know about this?
Well, actually, that's kind of how the Smoky
Smoke out of bounds was
Exactly.
found,
out
yeah.
of bounds. Yeah.
A year ago, and it still happens. That's fun. Right, so Greenwood Village coins is, you know, this is known as like the hardest track for casual players to do, but for speedrunners, I'd say this is not really one of the more difficult ones. It's probably one of the easier coin races. Because the main reason this is a hard coin race is because, you know, the turns are really sharp and you need to really know how to play with the vehicle. But, you know, top runners like Sweener and Trident, they have no issues whatsoever with that. So you can see Trident just cruising driving over oil slicks with his beautiful shield. And Sweener, very early in the run, mentioned that shields are used sometimes, and Greenwood Village is a perfect example of where it's used. That was a really good coin race, right? Was it 1 of 14?
Yeah. I missed a blue balloon too.
Help.
But this is where Sweener's gonna catch up.
Oof! Wow. Sweener got
Two oil
obliterated.
slicks? What?
And a spike ball.
And the spike ball.
Yeah,
That was
that's-
insane. That was insane, actually. 2 oil slicks and a spike ball, like, it wasn't easy to avoid that. Like, we know that there are usually oil slicks and stuff in that area, but, you know, that was a little too overpowering. Alright, so let's see. Tridenttail going for the smoky out of bounds that Sweener found April Fool's last year. Does not get it first try. Alright. So the annoying part about this trick is that, like, if you miss it, you don't progress in the level. You just have to turn back and try again. And he gets it second try. Here we go. Beautiful. Really rough. Yeah, Wizardman is a great game, dude. Should visit our streams and watch some more. Here we go. Sweener going for the out of bounds. First try. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
They are punishing Smokey for cheating by clipping out of bounds and beating him.
That's what he gets for starting early.
Yeah. What would you have done if you failed Bluey clip? I just thought of that.
I didn't expect to get over the. I didn't expect to get over the wall anyway. So,
Okay.
but if I didn't have enough speed, I would have tried to get back in bounds as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay. Alright, now it's time to reset the console. And don't hold the direction while resetting. Because if you hold the direction and reset the console, it will, like, it will reset the joystick's position. It'll have, like, another, you know, what is it called? Original position, or whatever.
Ladies
They'll
and gentlemen,
recalibrate it.
Yeah.
something
It's
else
really
I
bad.
never knew.
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know that either. But you can
Oh, really?
recalibrate it.
So, like, if you hold left, as you restart the console, and then you know, let it be that way when it starts, and you let go, then it will think that, like, your left is going to be, like, the center. So it's like, so when you start, it's all going to push everything to the right without you doing anything.
You can recalibrate it though by pressing
LR start.
Yeah.
Yeah, LR start. Yeah. But, you know, it's so funny that you can do that. I've done that before. When before I knew that you could recalibrate it, I'd ruined my runs sometimes.
Oh wow.
Alright, so Wizpig 1, in my opinion, probably the hardest car race in the game. Because there are so many things that can go wrong. But I mean, beating Wizpig is obviously really easy for a speedrunner, but yeah, a lot of things can go wrong and you can lose time really easily here. You can also see him in a car in the TS version, because Wizpig is a playable character for some reason. Not sure why they thought that was a great idea, but you know, that's what happens.
But
Yeah, kind of rough Wizpig race for Trident. Like, we usually try to aim for a time like 110 to 112-ish. So 117 is a little rough, but you know, this race is really hard. As I said, very easy to lose time. And some of the places, they kind of throw you around, so you can't you can't really do much sometimes to just fly.
Sick.
For sure. Alright, 109 Whizpig by a Sweener. That's actually very, very, very good.
That's insanely good.
And then now they reset. And also, in the Whizpig race, you reset the console later than you do in the other boss races. Because for some reason, in the regular boss races, you know, when you beat Bubbler and all those guys, the game saves 1 frame after you win. But for some reason, in Whizpig, it saves on the cutscene that happens after, like, you know, you win. So it's like the Whizpig Tantrum cutscene. That's where it saves. Really weird and very inconsistent, because, yeah, all the other boss races save at a different location. But he saves later. So we've seen that happen multiple times when runners, you know, maybe usually newer runners, when they don't really know how it works exactly, they restart too early. And then, you know, the race won't count. Yeah, fence the lighthouse, turning into a rocket. And now it's time for Future Funland, the last world. And now that you've seen the Dragon Plane stuff, with, you know, restarting the race, getting to the coin race, that stuff is actually what's happening all the time here in Future Funland. Because we only have one boss. We have the Whizpig race. So the coin race will spawn immediately after the regular race. But, you know, how the developers made you not being able to get into the coin race immediately was how they put like a high balloon count on the door. But, you know, if you get a cutscene skip, you don't have to, when you restart the race, you don't have to go through the door. So, yeah. So Sweener and Trident will be on the same route as long as they get the same cutscene skips. So that's what's going to happen here. So if someone misses the cutscene skip for the first race, not the coin race, doesn't matter, but if someone misses the first race of a race, so, you know, the non-con race, the route will change because you can't get back in because the balloon count is too high. So let's see, Trident gets the skip. So now he's going to do the coin race here.
Hello? Oh my gosh.
Let's see what happens here. I'm not sure what happened to Trident there. Oh, okay. And
I got
also,
bounce on the ground.
Yeah. And also, Sweener got the cutscene skip. So, time for spaceless coins. I think, in my opinion, I'm not sure if you guys agree, but in my opinion, this might be the roughest coin race in the run. Just because it's like, it feels like you need to slow down a lot and you can't really do everything in a speedrunning manner. I feel like everything here is just like, slow down, take a slow path, like everything's just slow. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm usually really just kind of feeling it out. Like I have a route that I usually try to go for, but how successful that route is very variable. So there's definitely a lot of improvising. I'll say that much for sure. Right? I'm never like 100% absolutely going as fast as possible. I'm just kind of like, okay, now we're gonna do this. This feels like it would be fast for this game.
Yeah. Of course, sure, it doesn't look slow. I just mean, when you are like a top runner of the game, you can kind of feel the difference of, you know, going as fast as you can and making sure that you get something.
Yeah, being optimal here is really hard.
And both of you guys missed the skip, but that doesn't really matter for the route. this one, Dark Moon Caverns, really bad track by the way. It's
It is not.
this track is like this coin race is a little weird. It's one of the easier ones, I'd say. Well, not maybe easier. That's hard. That's maybe not the entire truth. It's not that big of a. It's not that different from the regular race. That's what I want to say. However, there are 2 coins at the end of this track, or like by the 2 end loops, and they are really rough if you miss. If you miss them on all laps, you have to reset, because you can't go back. You can't turn back in the loop, you know, you can't go backwards. So you just need to make sure that you get those.
Yep, this, believe it or not, this track can actually kill a run.
Mm-hmm. And also, they hold to the right here in the loops, and we always do that in loops because it's a little faster for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but it's a little faster. But also, if you look at Trident's screen here after this loop, we keep holding right and R, and you see that small bounce. You kind of bounce out from the wall, and that gives you makes you maintain a lot of speed, but also gives you a really good angle for when you get out. So if you look at Sweener's here again, and you see holding right and R, and you see he like bounces out, gets a good angle, maintains a lot of speed.
Okay.
So you can see these coins. You don't really have to go out of your way too much to grab these coins. So not that difficult, but it's just that if you miss all of them by the loops, then the run is dead. But I mean, it's a race, so you can restart, but still, that's really bad. So let's see here. Sweener having 2 coins, getting that coin. Wow. Yeah, that's
Terrain.
okay. Yeah, that's rough for Sweener. Okay, try this in the cut and skip. That's the chance for Sweener. But of course, it was rough that Sweener had to turn back because he missed a coin. Luckily, it wasn't in the loops. And now, you might think that Trident has gone crazy. Why is he leaving? If people have been here from the start, maybe people can figure out where he's leaving. It's time for the last round of Dino Domain. Because we're supposed to do the trophy storage. So, because in 100% you need encore exactly. I told you guys you would be on the joke later. Okay, so the last time we need the trophy for Future Funland because that's in the definition of 100%. Yeah. And why we do it now and not later is because the fastest race to do the trophy race for is Spaceport Alpha. And then you guys are like, why is Spaceport Alpha the shortest? It's like the longest track. Well, I think you've seen the pattern so far on the plane levels. However, the out of bounds trick you will see in Spaceport Alpha is actually a Japanese-only trick. So the wrong warp locations, Dragon Plane that we've gotten to see today. Dragon Plane, Dragon Car, Overworld, like that thing is JP only. Also, Spaceport Alpha out of bounds is also Japanese version only. And that's why you want to play on the Japanese version. And I'd say, like, the NA, like the North American 1.1 version, is almost as good as JP, as long as you don't get Dragon Plane on JP, and if you don't do Spaceport Alpha out of bounds. But so the main reason to get the Japanese version for running the game is, or to running 100% that is actually Spaceport Alpha. Sub 1 by Sweener.
I would have had it, but there was 2 spike balls at the end. Not fair, man.
Not fair. But Sweener needs a little bit.
Help.
Yep.
I do want
But
to
it's
point
still
out
really close.
one of the, both me and Trident pretty much got every major trick in Dragon, which is the hardest part of the run. But the biggest difference between us was that I didn't make any use of getting Dragon Plane. I actually missed all of the restart cutscenes.
Except for Haunted Woods.
I did get Haunted Woods.
But yeah, still, like, you lost all the time that you could have saved, and Trident didn't. And that's basically the what is keeping them apart right now. So now the funny thing, so if you guys haven't seen this clip, you'll find this clip pretty funny, I think, because then it's like, why is this a JP only trick? Well, I mean, I don't really know why it's JP only, but it's a weird thing in this track, and you'll see. Try and do it in just 10 seconds or so. So in this vent room, or like the laser room, I mean, there's this place here that just doesn't have a texture on top of it. They just forgot to add a texture on top of it. You could just drive straight out. Of course, it's a little harder to perform than just straight out. But yeah. It's just missing a texture, so you can just drive straight out. Yeah. So this is the main reason 100% is faster on the JP version. Exactly, odd a bit. They were like, don't worry, no one's gonna drive up there. And now, if they get the cutscene skip here, they will do 3 Spaceport Alphas in a row. That's the only track you play 3 times in a row. And here we go. Let's see if Trident can get it. He gets the shield. So the shield is not, necessary, but it's recommended. Because the lasers can shoot you down, so. Highly. Yep. Some crazy people don't go for it, but it usually goes badly. Oh. Here we go. You're gonna get it. Let's see here. He missed the shield, and oh wow. Rip. And that's, boys and girls, why you grab the shield. So the reason he didn't grab the shield there was basically because he wanted to go fast, and he missed the shield. That's just, he didn't try to be a daredevil. He just missed the shield because he was trying to do the barrels without holding A. and it's a little harder to control because the shield is very close to the wall, and you really don't want to bonk in the plane. Yeah, the only out of bounds tricks, the only out of bounds trick in the game, that's JP only. Ooh, missing the skip as well, rough. And but Trident is cruising. We get the beautiful sound of a barrel roll. So now the routes are going to be different because, you know, Sweener missed that cuts the skip. So he can't go back in, and now he has to do Star City. And now Trident enters Star City. But remember that Trident has also done the Space Boy Alpha Coin Challenge, but Sweener has not done it yet. Don't fall off the bridge. That bridge is like the nemesis of new players.
I think did I do that in my PB? Or was it maybe the PB before that? I don't know.
Probably. Sweeney. Wow, missed his cut and skip again. So now he needs to go back to Spaceport Alpha. And missing one of those cuts and skips, you know, where you can restart and go into the coin race immediately, is about a 12-second time loss. So yeah, missing them they are really, really punishing. And yeah, so it's kind of rough with Future Fun at the end that the cuts and skips, you know, frame for perfect pauses, they lose you so much time, and they cost you even more time in end game. And Trident gets the Star City skip.
Yeah, so Trident's actually going to have a huge lead on me now.
Mainly because of cuts and skips, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
And of course, we missed the out of bounds in Spaceport Alpha there. Cost you 15 seconds.
Yeah, so there's a lot of experience that comes along with being really good at this category. Trident has run crap out of it. He has a lot of time here.
Yeah, the Trident has become really good at it, and he might, like, I would say that he's the best 100% runner currently.
Yes. I would agree. Cutscene skips are interesting because the only place you can actually really practice them is in an adventure mode race. So a lot of practice with cutscene skips comes from just running the category a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes through, especially in a race setting here. I mean, we had pretty similar RNG. We didn't mess up any major tricks. The main thing separating us right now is probably a little bit of gameplay and a lot of cutscene skips.
But yeah, so now it's time for the last race for Trident. Whizpig 2. And as we said, we need to get the Future Funland trophy to get 100%, but remember, we've already done it. Back in the day when we were not using the wrong route, we had to quit this race and leave to grab the trophy. But yeah. Now we already have the trophy, so we can just finish it off. And Trident is going for the out of bounds, and he gets it. Now it's time for Sweener to get into the big whiz pig door.
Thank you.
And Trident,
I don't know why I can't stop the timer.
Trident gets a 1:48.06, I think. It was a really good time.
Yeah, that is exceptional for a race time.
Okay. Kind of sad I missed out on the 147. Still really good.
Super good time.
Yes, that is extremely good.
And what will Sweener get? He will get a 149 something. So these are top times. I think only 4 people have sub 150. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that should tell you the like the skill of the players here and the skill you've witnessed today. Only 4 players out of all runners of the game have sub 150. Trident gets a 148.06. And Sweener gets a 149.31.
Good job, dude.
GG. I'm really glad I got sub 150.
That's insane, yeah. Have we? I don't think we've had a showcase run that was sub 150. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. Well, in that race we did, you know, when we did ATR. What do you mean by showcase run?
Oh.
I mean, I got it.
I remember.
I got it at DreamHack.
Okay.
But also.
Oh, nice.
And also, when we did that, you know, ATR blah 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 thing, I got a 149, but Obio got a 147.
Oh, dang.
The world record holder, Obio.
Yeah, so world record is 146.10. We see Trident still coming within 2 minutes of that in a 100% category of any game. It's pretty insane.
And also, since it's like an RNG category, although I mean, Trident did get good RNG throughout the run. Double second try tricky with a dragon plane. That's pretty good. But yeah, 148.06, strong time. 149.30 for 31, also really good. So make sure to follow these guys if you want to see more DKR speedruns. And if you like the DKR speedrunning stuff that you've seen today, you should follow the DKR game, because this game is kinda hot right now. People are streaming speedruns of this game every day currently, so you should definitely give that game a follow, as well as the runners.
And if you yourself are interested at all in running this game, then there are lots of resources. The first thing I would suggest is going to the Discord page and joining that group. So we have a link to that in the speedrun.com/DKR resources tab, I believe.
I think
so
that's
always,
a Discord tab, yeah.
Yeah, so that's always a good place to start. And yeah, feel free to ask questions. And I've always said this, but I feel like the DKR community has always been incredibly welcoming and accommodating to people of all skill levels, and whatever you want to learn, there's always people there that want to help you out. So yeah, it's really fun.
For sure.
Definitely. I want to thank Giz so much for commentating this race. Like it's pretty clear. Without somebody actually talking about what's going on, I don't know if this run would have been nearly as interesting to watch. Naturally, given the amount we were talking during the run, there's a lot going on, and we don't really have time to explain it while playing. So thanks so much, Giz.
No problems.
Yes, thank you.
And it was even hard while not playing to explain everything because there's a lot of stuff going on. So even in a run that's almost 2 hours long, almost the entire time we had stuff to like bam, 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 talk about new stuff. There's a lot of stuff to learn. So really cool. It's a really, really great game. It's a game that, has really complex gameplay, really complex like mechanics, and it has like no skill ceiling whatsoever. So it's a really cool game, and it's really easy to get addicted to it.
Yes, I think we can all attest to that.
Yep.
All right, so one last thank you to the RGL TV staff for letting us do this. It was a lot of fun, and I think that's going to be it for us now. Stay tuned for some really awesome games. I'm really excited for some Kirby games and some Mortal Kombat games later. So my whole night is booked off. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching.